I don't know. Doesn't make sense what I say? Or you were sleeping, that's worse. I mean, that's going to make you sleep. So, well, so shall I? No, I'm not going to do that. So what I say is that this is the interface, and that interface requires me only to have this one being implemented. And what makes this composite is that it has an array list of the same kind that it implements. That's what it makes it a composite, right? So with that, I have another thing, which is only this one, this adding stuff into this. So that is, how can I say? I mean, it is correct when I say that in the previous item, the menu and menu item both had add methods. But menu item, when you were calling the menu item, it was giving me an unsupported operation exception. In here, the menu item is the duck, and the menu is the flock, or sürü. The menu item is ördek. And only sürü has the add function. All right. In the other example, it was both of them had add functionality, remove functionality, but what I was having at the same time was I was protecting myself by having unsupported exception.
Yeah, by not calling the methods.
Yes, if I call them. In here it is totally different. It is very simple design. I only have the add method in here, and it is not forcing me to, it is not part of this. Add method is not part of this. So I don't have to repeat it in here. In ducks, I don't have to repeat it. It is only in the menu that I have this add. This is what I try to say. Maybe I don't have to say that, or...
But the reason here why it doesn't push you to add all of these, the main component was a class, and it had all the methods.
Yes.
But here it's an interface, so that means
Yes.
you have to implement all the methods.
Yes, and add or remove are not inside this interface. It's not making me, yeah, to implement, add, remove, some type of things. I don't need them. This is simpler. So, and so, well, in order to have another design pattern introduced, what I'm adding here is another thing. This is the sun is coming up. And we are only 10 people. We want to keep track of, maybe there are some other objects, there's something other, somewhere else within the program. We want to keep track of all the quacks, that whenever that somebody makes a sound, well, of course, they make a sound so we can hear it, but we want to know that they are quacking. That method had been called. So we have some other objects, they want to be notified when a duck or a flock of ducks does make a sound. We want to be notified. So what is this?
Observer.
That is observer, yes, that was easy. So, in order to do that, what we're going to have is we will have an interface, and we will have two functions. One is to subscribe, and the other one is the notification method. This is the subscription method, this is the notification method. And in here, what we do when we do this, what will happen is I have to implement these things as well, because I'm having an interface which is extending another interface, you know, and that interface requires me to do this. So this is the observer, and the observable is this. So this is observable, implements observable observable quacking. I mean, why did I do this? I don't remember really. No, I do remember, yes. At that time I wasn't putting this on YouTube, so I was feeling, now I feel more responsible that maybe some other people will be watching this, not, you know, they don't know Turkish. So I'm trying to translate it for them, you know, I suppose. But they're not going to watch it, you know. It's just, I checked it last time, it was like only 10 or, I don't know, maybe in some of the videos it's only 2 people has seen them. I mean, and probably it's only you, because they were all from Turkey. Nobody else is doing that. So it is izlenebilir, implements izlenebilir baklama, so I feel more relaxed. So I implement this one. So you remember that we created it as such. İzlenebilir baklama, this is my new interface. Alright, and so I have a izlenebilir baklama type of ördek, and this is my observable class, and so this is the ördek that I'm going to be following up. So I say, okay, I want to follow this ördek, observe this ördek, so register me as a follower. So this one is registering me into this array list of observers. Okay, so it's type of observer. And then when I quack, or whenever I want all of my subscribers to know that my situation, you know, I'm sending myself as a situation, as an information. Instead of the information, I'm sending myself. That is the ördek itself. So you know that if I quacked or not. So for all the concrete classes, I need to change them as well. So this is observable. And what happens is, I need to, as you remember, that what I did was this. I changed this. So as I said, I'm saying that the new interface that I have, that is the quackable interface, it had only this vakla command that I need to implement for all my concrete classes. But since now it also extends this one, I need to have these 2 methods to be implemented as well. So I'm right here, and I need to do this. So what is this? Well, it says I have this object, and some people would be subscribing to me, like this Yeşil Başlı Ördek. Somebody can subscribe to it in order to go. They want to follow it. So it is. I have an observable, and what is observable? Observable is this. All right, and whenever that it quacks, I'm calling all the subscribers. So, and and this is the these are those you know, these are the subscribers. If somebody wants to be added on as a observer, I put this into my list of followers, and if when I quack, I make the sound, and then I call this method, and this method is informing all the people under this. Simple, isn't it? I mean, look, it is simple. I have people who are following me, subscribe to me. When I make a sound, I make the sound, of course, and then I notify everyone in here. And if somebody wants to be added into this list, I do it like that. So what I need to do, of course, I'm not allowing them to unsubscribe. I should probably have another method for unsubscribing from my list, from my this list. So yeah, we need to update the decorator as well. Because remember, the decorator is also implementing Vaklayabilir. And now what happened is that since Vaklayabilir is now extending the izlenebilir interface, there are two more methods that needs to be implemented, and these are these two. And what else? Yeah, and we have this interface, and I need a Vak meraklıları as the followers who are, really curious that if a duck is quacking or not. So here they are. So, and when I update it, this is, you remember there was an update method in Observer. When I update it, this ördek did quack. So this is how I say, when I update this, I'm informed that this ördek, this is the information that I'm getting. You remember that I was passing the object itself. So I print that object and I say that one did quack. Right? No? Yeah, I mean, well, it makes sense. I mean, that you don't need to really, I know that what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, I really don't get it now, but I know that it is not that difficult, so I can understand it later if I need to, right? Yeah, I mean, it looks complicated, but if you really try hard enough to understand it right now, you can. You say to yourself, I can understand it, but I don't need to force myself because I know that I can do this later, right? This is how you think, probably. You can catch up later. I do know that you can. It is not that difficult.
I just didn't understand why we implemented. Can you premise it? Why we implemented the last one? Because I'm already observable.
What?
Not here.
This one.
There was a slide. Yeşil ördek. Yeah, here. I'm an observable, actually. I'm a duck.
Yeah.
And then why I'm implementing the last method?
Because there are some Vak meraklıları who likes to observe ducks like me. I'm a duck, and I have to inform them that my observers, I have some observers these are my observers, and I have to notify them when something happens. And what is that something? Is this. Or maybe they are also interested when I fly, they are also wanted to be notified. I can again call this as well.
I thought it's one way, then I'm confused. There is a class that is observed, observable,
That is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one that is being observed.
and there is one class that is observer.
Yeah,
I'm
then this is the
subscribing
one.
to the observer with the register method, kayıt.
Yes.
And for me, the observer should notify whatever wants, because I already registered to observer.
Once? No. Whenever I quack. No. Yeah. Yes. I'm registered once,
Yeah.
and then after that, whenever I quack, this has to be called.
Then it goes.
So well, where could be the confusion? Maybe the name is not right. In here, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it seems the observable is the notifier. Actually, observer is the notifier, so that's because I'm confused.
So maybe what's a better word for that? I don't know, but maybe this word is not. I mean, maybe this is not a good name. But this is what this is the people who are observing me. These are observers. And this is, where was it? Yeah. This is the observers, and this is an interface, and all these kind of interfaces need to have an update method, güncelle method, and with this güncelle, I'm passing an observable quack. So observable quack is another interface.
No, I'm okay. Yeah, I understand. But maybe the naming can be changed.
Yeah, the name I have to think about. So maybe it's also, so it goes deeper as, you know, shall we do this in English or in Turkish? That's another thing that I'm thinking about. I mean, all of it. I don't know. I made some of the things in Turkish. Maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. So overall, what I have is I'm turning my ducks and my countable ducks, so the ducks with the decorator, into something that is, you know, that it can also keep their observers inside it. So I'm able to now keep all the ducks knows whom they are being followed by. So I have ducks and I have some people, and they can register themselves into these ducks, and when they quack, these ducks are informing all these people that we quacked. So I'm turning them all into this. And if you want to be an observer of ducks, then what you need to do is you need to implement this interface. If you have this interface, and if you implement this method, that means that you know that you will receive the duck who quacked, and you know what to do when that happens. In this case, you just print it. That this I got this message. This duck quacked. Okay. So that's all we did. But what happens, okay, the next question is this. What if we want to monitor a flock of ducks? So we have to do something with this. That what this means is that you have a flock of ducks, so a sürü, you know, and when you're registering yourself to this flock, it means that if any one of them quacks, you want to be notified. Doesn't mean that when all of them quack, you want to be notified, right? You want to be notified when any one of them is quacking. So when you register yourself, you're registering your name to each one of them. This is what it means. So this is what we are doing. And, well, and this is how I do it. I register myself. I'm only one person. I'm registering myself, and I'm registering to each one of the. When I go into this method, you know, look at the details of this method. You see that what we do is that we are registering ourselves for all the members of this ördek sürüsü. So this is what it is. Okay. Are we still recording? 22 minutes. All right, and finally, we will have this model view controller after a short break.